listen, this video is not gonna be for everyone to just watch, okay? If you're not someone who is old and who feels and can be honest with himself and just feels that he is actually getting older and that his body is not working like it used to. You're not looking like you used to just 20 years ago when you look into the mirror. Your brain isn't as sharp anymore like it was 20 years ago, and you just don't recognize yourself anymore. And it's because of all the work you've been doing. Because of all the time you spend looking after your kids, doing work for your job, and all these things. You've just been occupied. And all of a sudden, just like the blink of an eye, it seems like time has just passed and you've more or less lost yourself. You don't recognize yourself. All of a sudden, you realize your youth is gone and you feel your body catching up to you. Listen, it doesn't have to be this way. It does not. I can tell you that it shouldn't be this way. With 50 years old, you should not be in the position you are in. How do I know what position you are in? I see it from so many people. I'm obviously not your age, but when I'm your age, I'm gonna be fully functioning. Sorry, lights just went off. When I'm gonna be your age, I'm gonna be fully functioning. And in this video, I'm gonna explain to you exactly how I'm gonna do it, that I keep my youth for as long as possible, that I don't have the problems that you're struggling with, the knee pain, the backache, my brain starting to get all cloudy and just fogged up, so I just cannot think clearly again anymore. Yeah, sure, you can still work, you can still function properly, but it's not like it used to be. Your reflexes have gotten slower, everything has just gotten a bit rusty. And that's not supposed to be with just 50 years old. It's normal in today's society, but it's not normal in general. Okay, in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly what I recommend to my parents, what I recommend to my grandparents, in order for them to live a long life and be mentally as sharp as they possibly can and just feel good all the way through it. Because getting older is not a fun thing. It is not, and you know it's not. Because you can now finally be at the point where you look in the mirror and you see, I actually am getting older. All this time you just didn't want it to be true. But now you're at the point where there's no more denying it. So let's get right into it. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Good. So the number one thing that I want you to stop doing right now is I want you to stop that belief in your head that with the time going by more and more, everything is just going to get worse. Okay? You're still young enough. You're in your 50s. Maybe you're in your 40s. You're still young enough to reverse most of the things that are going wrong in your life currently. The struggle should start with 70, with 80, not with 50. Okay? So that's the number one limiting belief I need you to drop right now. And now we're going to get into how you can actually do it. Okay? So oftentimes everyone on YouTube and on Instagram and your doctors, your pharmacists, they tell you need to do more. Okay? Oftentimes it's not really about doing more. Oftentimes it's about cutting out things that are actively harming you. Okay? The number one thing that I want you to start to just don't do anymore is drink alcohol. Okay? You're someone who probably does drink alcohol. Why? Ask yourself. You've been taught from a very young age, everyone said that, even the doctor's been saying that, oh, a glass of wine a day keeps the doctor away. Pretty much like the apple thing. Oh, it's good for you. It's gonna just benefit you. Well, turns out the science now is very, very, very clear on that. It is not good for you. Alcohol is a poison. Quite literally, it is a poison. You know that. But for some reason, people still like to believe this lie, where doctors still, to this day, recommend you to drink a glass of wine per day. So that's the first thing I want you to stop doing immediately, because if you stop drinking alcohol daily, or even if you just drink it every now and then, there is no occasion where you need to be drinking alcohol. It is not cool to be drinking alcohol. Let me tell you, it's not. And that is one of the main reasons why you feel your brain getting slower, why you feel your reflexes getting slower, why you aren't just as sharp as you used to be anymore. I don't drink alcohol for this exact reason, because when I get to your age, I don't want to be in your shoes. And I can guarantee you, with all of the things that I'm going to be teaching you over the next couple of days and weeks here on my channel, you can reverse that as well. Because it is that simple. You can reverse your age. It is possible. But it is not going to be easy. It is going to take some determination. And it is not for someone who just wants it the easy way. Because the easy guy will get the easy results. And the easy results are close to none. That's why you are in the spot where you currently are. Because you did not make your age and your well-being and your longevity a priority until now. But now is where it changes. Okay, you're on the right channel for that. So let's just get to the next point. You've cut out alcohol now. This is good. Okay, and the number one reason, before we go to the next point, the number one helpful tip on how you can quit alcohol right now, this is the tip that I used myself, and I can vouch for that. The only way I was able to quit drinking alcohol, because I was drinking every single week and getting hungover, drunk, whatever, it was bad. The only way I was able to quit drinking alcohol, I have now for 3.5 years not been drinking alcohol. Not a single drop of alcohol has been going into my system. First of all, because it genuinely, the idea of me drinking alcohol disgusts me now. Because I know what it's doing to my body. I know I'm actively poisoning myself. I am actively aging myself. I am actively making my brain slower. Why would I ever sabotage myself in that type of way? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay? So the easiest way you can stop drinking right now is to just have an identity shift. Okay? That's the only way you can actually do it. It is not about, oh, I don't drink anymore. It's about, I don't drink. That different wording is so incredibly powerful, because your subconscious does not know anymore. It doesn't. There's no, oh, I don't drink anymore. That means, yeah, technically you used to drink and drinking is with you. It's somehow a part of you. You don't do it anymore, but it is something you, in general, have done and technically do. It's just not anymore. Maybe you're on a break. Maybe you're going back to it. But if someone asks you in a bar or at a family gathering, wherever you are tempted to be drinking, and someone asks you, yo, you want to have a drink with me? Want to have a glass of wine? Want to drink a beer? Want to get some shots? Whatever it is. You don't tell them, oh no, I quit drinking, I don't drink anymore. You tell them, I don't drink. For the simple reason, because if you tell them I don't drink, they're going to be like, oh, why is that? And then you just tell them, oh, I just don't think it's healthy for me. I just don't like it. And there's no, I don't like it anymore. No, it's, I don't like it. And they're going to be like, okay, well, this guy doesn't drink. Simple. And they stop asking you. But if you say, I don't drink anymore, they're going to be like, oh, it's not that serious. Just one glass is not going to hurt, right? One beer, there's nothing. Come, drink one with us. We're all drinking. Come on, man. Come. Just one. Come on. You can't say no to that, right? And bam, you're back into drinking. So that's the number one hack to quitting any vice that you may have right now. The number one hack is to not say, I don't do it anymore. It is to say, I don't do it. It's not to say you've never done it, but it is crystal clear on you don't do it. And your mind understands that as well. You don't. Well, you don't. I see my friends drinking now. I don't even want to do it because my mind knows I don't do it. So why would I? Why would I even be tempted by that? I'm not. I don't drink. Don't need to do it. Don't even want to do it. Okay? Good. So we've got the drinking now. Next, another thing that I want you to stop doing is I want you to stop thinking that, oh my God, if I don't go on a run every week, if I don't go to the gym 6 times per week, I'm not going to be able to progress. Okay, that's false. Yes, I do want you to do some exercise because exercise is going to be one of the main things that contribute positively to your longevity. Okay, muscle tissue is one of the main contributors to a good metabolism. Muscle tissue is also the number one thing that protects your joints, that protects you from any sort of things and injuries that may occur by old age. Muscle tissue keeps your brain sharper. Muscle tissue is the single greatest thing that you can do for your body to stay healthy. Okay? But now when you look into, oh, how can I get in shape? Everyone tells you you need to go 6 days a week. Listen up. You don't have time for 6 days a week. You work full time. You have a family. You have a wife. You have kids. Now, sure, you got some more time. Your kids are fully grown up. You don't need to look after them anymore. You don't need to cook for them constantly. You don't need... Sure, you have more time for yourself now. That's why you're on this video right now. You are thinking of ways how you can now make you the priority. No longer just everything else. Now it is time to focus on you because you are important. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you have to throw everything away in your life and all the free time that you have and just only do one thing, and that is fitness. 6 days a week, 2 times per week, 2 hours per session every single time. It is bullshit. Okay, let me tell you that. Sorry for the language, but it is simply bullshit. You do not need to go that long and that many times. If you go 3 times per week and you train exactly what I'm gonna tell you right now, you are still gonna be able to make the maximum amount of results. Okay? And that sounds crazy. But I personally only go to the gym 4 hours per week. That is the maximum of time I spend in the gym. I spend, per gym session, I spend around 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's all I do. Okay? So let me tell you exactly how you're going to train from now on. Okay? You can either say, okay, I'm going to get myself a gym membership, or you can say, I'm going to just start doing something at home. Both are fine. Okay? If you say you want to do it properly, get yourself a gym membership, actually start working out. If you have a home gym, sure, awesome, use that. But if you don't, gym membership is always going to be your best choice because the machines are just superior, okay? It is going to be superior than just doing push-ups and pull-ups, and yeah, that's it pretty much. So, first day that you go to the gym, I want you to train your upper body. The second day that you go to the gym, I want you to train your lower body. And on the third day that you go to the gym, I want you to train your entire body. Okay, so it's upper body, lower body, full body. By doing that, it is such a well thought through split that I myself use for such a long time now, and I get the best results for me and for all of my clients. They are all on this exact split. This is the best thing you can do. By doing that, within only going to the gym 3 days per week, you still hit every single muscle group twice. That is ideal. That is exactly what you need to do. Okay? So let me repeat it again. It's upper body, then it's lower body, and then it's full body. If you don't have a gym membership, that is okay. I'm still going to tell you what I want you to do. I want you to start going on walks frequently. Okay? I do not want you to go on runs, because running actually is not good for you. You thought all these years, oh, running is good for you, and you now know a bit about, oh yeah, it's not really good for my joints, but overall it's cardio, and cardio apparently is good for my heart. Yes, technically, but it's not that state of cardio where running is. That is not good for you. It's not healthy. It is not designed for men. Okay? Sure, we can run, we have stamina, but walking or sprinting is always going to be superior. For the simple reason that our heart rate, whilst we are running, is constantly in such a high state, whereby it lowers our testosterone, because what it does is it increases our cortisol. And cortisol is our stress hormone. Okay? And you do not want to have that spiked for such a long time. And that happens during your runs. So something as simple as a walk is going to be way more effective, because it does not spike your cortisol, which is going to be very harmful for you. Okay? It is also not going to be as simple for you to burn fat whilst running, because when you're running, you're in such a zone of the cardio whereby your body doesn't say, okay, let me burn off the fat with the calories I'm burning. It actually starts to hold on to the fat and burn muscle tissue. Okay, and that's not what you want. That is not what you want. Okay, so always prefer either sprinting or walking. For all of my clients, I tell them to just do walks. Sprinting is insanely good. Okay, I'm gonna get into it real quick as well. Sprinting as a man increases your testosterone, and it does that by doing all out sprints. Okay, so for as long as you can keep going, you run with the full power that you have. You can also combine that with some biohacking practices like grounding and also sunlight exposure if you still have some sun. Here, I mean, in my country, it is winter right now. It's not much sun anymore, but occasionally you can. So what you can do is you can go outside. You can go onto some grass, maybe in a park, maybe in some field, maybe in the woods, wherever there's some grass or some dirt, and take your shoes off. Okay, be barefoot, because you standing barefoot on the ground is doing something called grounding. Grounding is a biohacking practice that has been used by the community for a very long time now, and is scientifically backed. What it does is it is literally an anti-inflammatory effect on your body, and also it is anti-oxidizing, I think it's anti-oxidizing. Don't quote me on that right now. I lost my train of thought a bit. Anyways, it is very good, and it regulates your mood, and it's just overall very good for you. Okay, that's as far as I know. So I like doing that. I like integrating that. It also helps with anxiety. It helps with a lot of things, because you can imagine it. I'm gonna explain you biohacking from what it does, not exactly what anti-effects it has. Okay. So how it works is when you stand on the ground barefoot on either sand, dirt, or grass, what happens is you can imagine the earth like a giant power bank. Now that sounds sketchy, but it is literally scientifically proven. You can look all this up. I'm not lying. And when you stand on it with your bare feet, you're connected to the ground. And you literally suck out energy out of the earth and get it into your body. So it boosts your energy. You can literally imagine the earth you're standing on like a giant power bank. It has that effect on you. So that is something absolutely amazing because you can combine it with your sprints. You can just take your shoes off, go into some environment where there is not concrete, but actually grass, dirt, sand, whatever. And the next thing you can combine it with is taking your shirt off, getting some sunlight exposure, okay? Because sunlight on your chest and on your back and also on your testicles, but I mean, that's going to be hard to do. But getting sunlight onto your chest is also one of the best places to be getting sunlight on, because sunlight exposure, as we now know, is something that massively raises our testosterone as men. And testosterone is one of the main things we need to be feeling good even in long age, okay? If you have low testosterone and high estrogen, you're not going to be feeling well. You're not going to be wanting to do hard things anymore. You're going to get more sluggish. You're going to get more lazy. You're going to have less energy. So we really want to focus on increasing your testosterone as good as possible, okay? And sunlight exposure does that. And also sprinting does that. That is why I'm recommending you to start sprinting, okay? Because all out sprints, and with all out I mean imagine yourself running away from someone who has a knife and is trying to stab you in your back. You need to run as fast as you possibly can. Hold nothing back. All out sprints. 3 rounds of that. I want you to do 3 rounds of that. Do an all out sprint, fully recover, do it again, fully recover again, and then do it again. That's your all out sprinting session. Combine that, if you have the option to, because it's not too cold, combine that with taking your shirt off, and combine that with taking your shoes off. That is going to be a fantastic thing that you can do right now that is going to help you with your age, with your well-being, with your testosterone. Good. Another thing that I want you to do is I want you to switch your diet a bit around, okay? This is not going to be a beginner version of this. I'm going to make it very basic, but if you want a full in-depth video on how to properly do it and how to properly increase your hormones, I have a full video that I'm going to link at the end of this video, okay? Watch this then, because a full guide on how to properly increase your testosterone. Maximize it, literally 2x it, okay? This is exactly what I did to double my testosterone and just make me go from pretty much a boy, because a boy is someone who has no energy, to a man, because I now have all the energy in the world. Okay, good. So I want you to stop eating vegetables. That sounds crazy. No one has ever told you that. Why would you stop eating vegetables? For a simple reason. Vegetables are full of something called anti-nutrients, okay? That is the reason why if you eat all the nutrients that are in vegetables, because everyone, even your doctors tell you, well, vegetables are good for you. They are so packed of nutrients. Broccoli, let's just use that for example. Broccoli, spinach, something like that. Well, turns out it's not, because it's so full of anti-nutrients that you cannot even, your body cannot use the nutrients that it gives you. And it's also, every single vegetable, every single plant has its own plant defense mechanism, okay? It's full of plant defense chemicals. So if you eat something like broccoli, it is not going to be good for you because of the plant's defense chemicals, okay? Broccoli is something that is full of goitrogens. Okay. Now you might ask, what even is goitrogens? No one has ever told me that. Stay with me now. You do not want to click off and say, oh, this is bullshit. What have I just been listening to? Your doctor won't tell you this because your doctor is not educated on this enough. They do not know. Okay? They simply do not know. They have no clue about proper nutrition. Let me tell you, as someone who has been studying this autistically for a long time, and this is literally my life. I coach this. This is my job. This is what I do. I get the greatest results for people. Okay? So, broccoli has something called goitrogens. And it's so full of plant defense chemicals that if I give you this example right now, it's going to make complete and utter sense to you. Why do babies not like broccoli? Because it tastes bitter to them. It does. They don't like it. They're not going to eat it. There's some other vegetables that are less in their plant defense chemicals that babies can eat without problem. But they don't like broccoli. And why? Because to babies, they can still taste those plant defense chemicals way better than we as adults can. Okay? So when they eat broccoli, it doesn't taste the same that it does for us. It tastes bitter. Straight up bitter. They don't like it. They taste it. And broccoli is something that is full of goitrogens. Okay? And goitrogens are bad for us in this way. They've tested feeding goitrogens to goats for a long time. And what happened is that those goats developed bigger thyroids. No, not thyroids. They developed some gulps here. They developed some gulps here. It hung down here. The Adam's apple, that's what I was going. It literally started hanging down here. I'm not sure if it's called Adam's apple, whatever. I'm not native in English. But here, they developed extra tissue that started hanging down. That is what happens if you eat too many goitrogens. Okay? Now, obviously, we as humans, it's not going to be that bad for us than when goats do it. But you literally see what happens. And it's really, 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 really bad for our thyroid, okay? It is incredibly bad. So you do not want to be eating something like broccoli. Another example I can give you is onions. You literally see the plant defense mechanism of the onion when you start cutting it. It screams at you. Your eyes start tearing up. Every single plant has those type of plant defense mechanisms. Okay? But not every single plant has a defense mechanism as crazy as onions do. But they still have the plant defense chemicals. And they are going to be harmful for your body. They are. Simple as that. Okay? And now, the last tip that I'm going to give you, now that you know that you're not going to be eating vegetables anymore, is I'm going to give you 2 more tips, okay? First tip is exactly what I want you to be eating from now on, okay? I want you to be going on an animal-based diet. The best guy to be looking into the animal-based diet for is someone called Dr. Paul Saladino, okay? Dr. Paul Saladino. You can either listen to me about it for it, or you can also go to Dr. Paul Saladino. Good? So, what is the animal-based diet that I want you to be following from now on? You will be eating meat. You will be eating organ meat. You will be eating dairy. You'll be eating eggs. You'll be eating fruit. And that's pretty much it. And you'll be, I personally make some exceptions, okay? There are 2 vegetables that I do eat, okay? I'm going to give you that, okay? Because why not? Why hold information back? No reason to. I want to make this a full guide, because why not? Okay? So I eat 2 vegetables still. I eat carrots and I eat sweet potatoes. Okay? I'm going to go into why I eat carrots. Carrots are excellent for your testosterone as a man. Not because they raise your testosterone, But because they actually are so, the fibers in carrots are so indigestible for us as humans that our body doesn't know what to do with it. So they just sit in our digestion system for a while. And what happens with those fibers is excess estrogen in our body starts to bind to those fibers. But because our body still doesn't know what to do with it, it literally just sweeps it out like a broom, sweeps those fibers out like a broom through our digestive tract. So we literally, by eating carrots, get rid of excess estrogens in our body. That is perfect. The less estrogen we have, the more our testosterone can get to fruition. Perfect. So, for that reason, I still eat carrots. I do. And I also eat sweet potatoes. Good. So, now you know what you eat. And one more thing that I also want you to eat is dark chocolate. Okay? I do want you to eat dark chocolate. Other than that, everything that I didn't list, do not touch it. If I didn't mention it, do not touch it. Don't eat it. Okay? And now we get to the last point. Seed oils. Okay? I do not ever want you to be eating or cooking in seed oils ever again. Okay? Nowadays, when you go to the grocery store, they're not even called seed oils anymore. They're called vegetable oils. Okay? Because it's just a more appetizing name. People have started to realize seed oils aren't bad for you, so companies started calling it vegetable oils, but it's just a different name for the same thing. It literally is. If you look on the bottles that you buy where it says vegetable oils, and you look down into the there has to be another mention of the word seed oils on it, because it is the same thing. It's just misleading. It's not vegetables, it's seed. Okay, it's seed oils. Good. So, I do not want you to be eating seed oils ever again, because they are full of linoleic acid. It's not good for you. Okay? It is omega-6 fatty acid. It's not good for you. Okay? You want a good omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. But most of us have a way too high omega-6 compared to omega-3. And that is one of the things, and seed oils are one of the things that are responsible for that. Okay? It's very important that we have a good omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in your body. If you want, you can go deeper into the rabbit hole of all of this. But just what I want you to stop doing is stop consuming seed oils. Okay? If you go to a restaurant, literally ask them, quick question, what do you guys use to cook your food? And then they'll tell you, oh, we just use vegetable oil most of the times. And then you just ask them, excuse me, can you cook my food in butter? And simple as that. So, ideally, they wouldn't cook it in butter. Ideally, they would cook your food in either beef tallow or ghee. Okay? I personally use ghee. I would love to use beef tallow because I've heard it doesn't smell as much as ghee does, but it works super well. Okay? Because ghee has a very high smoke point, but it's very healthy for you. Okay? It's not going to be disrupting your hormones. It's not going to be super bad for you, just like seed oils quite literally are. And for that same reason, I also don't want you to eat seeds or nuts. I do not. Stop eating it. Even though that might be a bit contradictory because I say eat dark chocolate, but in some way it is still different, okay? So, you can eat dark chocolate, but I would strongly advise you to not just mindlessly be consuming nuts because people told you, oh, they're very healthy for you. No, they're not, okay? Too many plant defense chemicals for them to be healthy, okay? Too high in linoleic acid is not, okay? People who start using chia seeds for everything, putting in their yogurt or whatever, don't do it. It's not healthy at all. It is not. Okay? Let me tell you, it is not healthy. People have been lying to you. Good. If you want some personal guidance on how you can reverse your age, how you can look and feel just like you did when you were 30, then you know where to go. The first link down in the video description, you can book a free one-to-one consultation call with me, and I will show you exactly how I can bio-reverse your age. It is possible, but it's not going to be easy, okay? It is not for a guy who just wants a quick fix, because there is no quick fix. It is a lifestyle change. It is literally, you are a different person. But if you want to feel young again, and if you want to have a long and healthy life, then this is what needs to happen. It's not going to take too much time out of your day. It's going to be simple, but it's not going to be easy. You need to actually want it. Because I can give you every system, I can give you every framework, I can give you all the knowledge, all the information that you could ever need. But if you don't follow it, I can't help you. And I only want to work with people who are actually serious, okay? So, it shows me that you're very serious because you've been watching this video for 36 minutes. So yeah. You know what to do. Take action right now. I'm going to end this video with the same words as usual. Don't compare, be compared to. Click and watch this video right now, because this will show you exactly how I personally optimize my hormones in a way where I increase my testosterone and decrease my estrogen naturally, okay? I love you guys, and I see you in the next one.